You're over here. How do you turn off this?
What's up, party people? Just dialing in. All right, guys. Crazy show lined up today. Crazy show lined up today.
I am back. I'm back, and I am freaking exhausted, y'all.
She ain't did nothing in Vegas.
I'm so tired. I'm trying to wake up.
All right, guys. Can you hear us pretty clear? We're testing out mics. Can you guys hear us through the mic? Everything good?
I missed you too.
All right. Whistling says yes, so that probably means no.
No, she'll tell us. It sounds good. Much clearer. Much clearer.
Whistling.
So we're just going to put this little mic right here in between us.
I don't need to know all that.
That way you guys can hear us. We're going to try this little
Whistling
method.
says yes, so it means no.
I'll be right back.
All right.
I'm trying to...
So, guys, we have a crazy show lined up today. So, first and foremost, to give you guys some show updates, I'm not sure what she's doing. She's technologically challenged as usual. Back and technologically challenged.
Because I'm dealing with my technology, what I'm doing, and what you're doing.
Yes, so she says. Anyhow, that's what she says, guys, but we all know that that's not true. So first of all, I want to thank Green 13, Jeremy from Green 13. Last week was an amazing show. One thing that we don't do enough is we don't redirect all of the audience back to the shows from the previous week. But I will tell you that regardless of what your position is on doing giveaways, last week's show wasn't about giveaways. It was about alternative ways to get people back in your show to buy stuff, different ways thinking out the box. From that perspective, it wasn't a great show. So I would recommend that you guys jump on the YouTube channel, review the show from last week, review all the shows for that matter. I think you guys will get a lot of value out of it. So,
do you want to vent? Do you want to vent? No, I was trying to get our music up and it won't come up. It just keeps spinning. So
like
that's
I
what I was trying to do.
Technology.
Sorry.
This is
All right, who's in here? Who needs to be modded
who's
up?
all in here? All right, so let's see who's in.
Our people.
And first of all, I don't understand why you guys show her so much love. I'm the one that had to toe the line while she was gone for 7 days. You guys ain't showing me any love. What the hell are we doing?
She told me to hold up the mic a bit to see if it changes. Does it change at all? If I hold it, what if I set it up right there?
What's the problem?
Or should I have it right here?
What's the problem?
Very better. Oh, way better. Oh, Jesus. I'm so glad. I'm so glad we do all this before it really gets started. I'm so glad.
It wasn't a vacation, XY. It was her just chilling while she left me here to do all the work. So, and now we got our 7-pound dog over there barking at lizards. All right, so couple things. Bookmark upcoming shows. So next week we got Luna Loot. We're going to be all over the place a little bit because I am trying to focus on how we're going to ask LockerBlocker to give us all their secrets. So if you guys have a way to figure that out, I mean, everything, like who they buy from, how they buy, how they get all the lockers, it's actually going to be pretty wild. So, and I'm about to take the dog and throw him outside.
Yeah, we're about to feed him to the gators.
All right, so guys, bookmark Luna Loot. Hold on 1 second.
Please hurry. Thank you.
Whenever you're ready, bud. Thank you. Appreciate you. Luna Loot next week, 5/29. That's going to be a very interesting show. Luna Loot, as you guys know, is a up-and-coming seller. Does amazing shows, and we're excited to have her on the show. We do not have the bookmark up for it yet, but Corey Manx is going to be the week following, right?
Yes, I got to shoot him a text to make sure. Right. Yeah, because we have a raid train that we're doing with him.
Yeah, so that's going to be on 6/5. And then we got Tucker's Treasures on 6/12, guys. So go in. Like I said, Corey's not bookmark or not. We haven't created the show for that yet. But go in and bookmark the other two shows. They're going to be really good. Luna's going to be good. Tucker's going to be good. Anytime you can talk to a 13-year-old wonderkin, I'm going to call him. I'm not going to call him a kid, even though he is a kid.
He is a kid.
Yeah, it just seems like
he's not a kid.
Well, he's a streamer, so it seems like he's not a kid, right? Anytime you can talk to a 13-year-old kid about how he makes a bunch of money, then that's always going to be fun. So. All right. What else? Oh, so book shows coming up tonight after the podcast. After we're done with LockerBlocker, we are going to be doing our Pokemon show. So make sure you guys tune into that. Tomorrow at 8:33, we have a big show. We're going to do a train follow-up. We're going to run a bunch of stuff, and then on Saturday, I think we're going to try to go for as many hours as possible, guys, because we got a bunch of stuff we need to get rid of. So make sure you bookmark those upcoming shows. Also on Saturday, anybody local in Jacksonville, anybody in the chat local in Jacksonville? I know, Tuck, I'm trying to give you some love, man. I don't want to call you a kid. I mean, you are a kid, but I don't want to call you a kid.
He's a freaking kid. He's a powerhouse kid.
Yeah, but you got to come up with a different name like young man. Isn't that what they call you back in the day, young man?
Young lad.
Young lad. Guys, anybody local in Jacksonville, because there's going to be a Whatnot cookout sponsored by We Bought It.
Yep.
I'm still trying to convince them steak and lobster. They're probably not going to do that, but that's what I've been telling everyone, so I think that's what everyone is expecting. They might not be happy that I keep telling people that, but the cookout's going to be great nonetheless. But anybody in local in Jacksonville, I know XY, you're on the other side of the country.
I was close to you. I was just close to you last week.
Anybody local in Jacksonville, you need to stop by and eat a bunch of food and drink a bunch of stuff. So, all right, let's see who's in here. Are we doing giveaways today?
It's going.
Okay. All right. Is it right now?
It's going.
All right. I don't see it anywhere. Giveaway's going, guys.
It's right there,
so,
baby.
Oh, look over there. Giveaway. This is technology.
So Bill's got some pet peeves to talk about, guys. Before we get here.
Well, hold on.
We're running out of time.
We're not running
so,
out of time. We got plenty of time, guys.
I
have
14 minutes to get our pet peeves out.
I have a serious topic. I don't know if it's what she's talking about.
It is.
All right.
Actually, it's more than a pet peeve. It is a serious thing.
All right, guys. Remember last week?
To this.
Remember, guys, last week, and this is serious, right? So we bullshit around a lot and we have fun, but there comes a time where you got to get serious, and this is one of those times. Okay. This is not just for our benefit. This is for the benefit of all sellers. And I know I talked about it last week. So if you weren't in here, then you're going to hear it for the first time. If you were in here, then you're going to hear it again. So we did a vinyl show. And by the way, this doesn't mean we're above making mistakes. So let's be clear on that. Let me set the template here. We did a vinyl show on the 12th. Okay. And anybody that's bought vinyl from us, I know there's a couple of people in here, right, knows that we put paper around the vinyl. We put it into a box, an actual record box, which, by the way, those things cost about $1 a piece. Not that you care about that, but you should know. And then we put it inside of a poly bag. And then we ship it to you. Okay, it's just what we do.
Very well packed.
Okay. And anyone that's bought records from us can probably attest to that. Okay. So we did a record show on 5/12, and we did another record show after that. And in that record show, I'm not going to mention any names. If you were in the chat, you'll know. If you don't, then that's okay. It's the whole point of the conversation. We don't know, because we get good feedback, but not everyone gives feedback. We are slow. I am. She's good. I'm slow to give feedback, but we always give feedback. It takes a little longer, but full disclosure. So when we send out big orders, we don't know if everyone is happy or if they got their order, if something went wrong. The only time you know is if you either get feedback, someone sends you a message, or
where we can fix it, which we always do.
Right, where we can fix it. Or if you go, and guys, this is a serious topic, right? This is serious. Or if you go into your seller metrics, okay? So,
which we've been doing lately. So as you guys know, everyone's goal should be to hit Premier Shop. Because if you hit Premier Shop, get your wings, right? If you get your wings, it's reduced commission, it bumps you up a little bit, and shows when it bumps you up as far as order is concerned.
This is the equivalent of top-rated seller.
There's a lot of perks.
It's the equivalent of being a top-rated seller on eBay.
There's a lot of perks for you to work your ass off and get there, and we've been really trying to squeeze it out.
Right.
We were held behind a little bit, just so you guys know. You've probably heard us talk about this before, but we were held back, and we had no idea every time because we're storage units, so we don't pre-list our stuff or anything like that, but when I do givvies and I do the one-piece card, every time it asked me if I want to put condition, I would just bypass it because that's not what I was doing. I was just sending out a givvy in the 79-cent stamp envelope. So we learned that. So I figured this out, and this is a couple weeks. We probably mentioned this here. I figured out always put your condition. If it gives you the option to do condition, number one, make sure you put your condition. Okay, great. We finally, now that I realized it, we're like, okay, good. You probably heard us say this. We're on our way. We're not eligible because I fixed that one thing that was holding us back. Now, because of that, and we're almost at the end of what they call, I guess, your evaluation period. We're keeping an eye on it to make sure that we maintain the eligibility.
Right. Let me pause there. Because
this is how we discovered what he's talking about. That's why I'm saying this.
First of all, guys, if you sell on the app, you do what you want, right? I always say this when I used to train. You do what you want, but if you sell on the app, you would be wise to check your metrics every day.
Right.
I'm just telling you, because there's stuff that you don't know that's happening, and the metrics will give you an opportunity to at least see what's going on.
And they changed it. Because of this, they changed it. Now you can look at your account health. Now it tells you who, and when they don't even contact you, who's, because you know how Whatnot, which I believe Whatnot makes it too easy for people to do, to instantly get a refund saying that whatever's wrong, right? You can go on there and automatically, and most of the time, I guess unless you abuse it, you get an automatic refund for things.
Or a partial.
Right, or a partial refund.
Right.
So now you can check your account health, and you can now see who is asking for refunds and why.
Yeah,
what their reason is,
specific buyer. Well, the reason is all jumbled into one. It's like an item not as described, broken, damaged, or it's all jumbled into one. So before we go any further, in the chat, sellers, who checks your metrics on a daily basis? All sellers in the chat, and I know there's a bunch of sellers in here because I buy from you guys and I know you guys. Be honest, who checks your metrics on a daily basis? In the chat.
We didn't used to. We just started.
Who checks their metrics on a daily basis?
Dad does. Okay. Whistle does. Never. Okay.
All right. All right. So I'm just PSA.
XYZ does. Good.
Good.
Yeah. See, now you will. Exactly. And it makes sense to do it.
Right.
You do for Rip Run? Okay.
Duckies, I got a referral from you, by the way. Shoot me a DM afterwards. A referral and somebody that picked up a huge VHS collection. Okay, so anyhow, guys, these are all important things. There's little sidebars here, and not for her to cut me off, for her to cut
well, I want to give him the backdrop.
There's a context
how we got here.
So on the show on the 12th, we did a record show, and again, I think we do a halfway decent job. In the show, someone got a broken record. Mm-hmm. See what I did there? Broken record?
You are a broken record.
I am a broken record. And bottom line is we refunded. Everything was cool. They were like, hey, the record arrived broken. Cool. We refunded them. Everything's cool. 3 days ago, we checked our seller metrics because we are in the evaluation period. We had an individual, again, I'm not going to name names. It doesn't matter. It does matter, but it doesn't matter. I won't put them on blast. They bought over 20 items.
Almost 20.
Over 20 items.
Yeah.
A lot.
Yeah,
okay?
yeah. A lot of records.
And in
very
the next
expensive
show,
records
and
too.
in the next show, as we do, hey, everybody get their records. I'm just telling you guys this. You should know. This particular individual in the chat, everything's cool. Got the records.
Got it. Everything's great.
Okay. Didn't see any feedback, but actually gave acknowledgement in the chat in the next record show. Okay.
Right. So they came back to buy more records.
They came back to buy more records. Okay. Now, 2 days or 3 days after the last show, which was Monday or Tuesday,
yesterday or the day before.
Whatever day it was.
It was yesterday.
Check the seller health, and that account,
that person
asked for a refund
on 9
albums. Out of 21 records.
9
out of 20 records.
So guess what that did to our metrics?
Hold on, time out. Let's not even go there yet. In the show that was just on Monday or Tuesday, they bought an additional 12 records.
Right, it bought from us again after doing that.
So I'm just, again, this is not a bitch fest. I'm just giving you an idea of the environment that we may find ourselves in.
Right, what's happening.
So we did a show. Everything's cool. We do another show. We ask if everyone got their items. Everything's cool. The person comes back, buys more records. But because we didn't check the seller health between the first show and the second show, because we would have seen it.
We didn't realize it then.
Didn't realize it. They bought more items from us in the second show after claiming that 9 of the 20 plus items were damaged or misrepresented. Now, if you guys have been in our vinyl show, we take 2 minutes to show albums.
Right.
Front, back, inner sleeve, outer sleeve. I will die on this hill. We go above and beyond.
Everyone's saying block. Okay, well, here's the deal,
though. Well, hold on, time out, right? So I'm a analytic, right? So that would be my first thought is block.
Right.
Now, I will also tell you that I reached out. This is not a bitch fest, guys. This is important. I'm telling you, it's important because we have buyers and sellers in here. My first thought was to reach out, give them an opportunity to at least tell us where do we go wrong? How do we mess up? Because
on 9
out of 20 is a big number. Okay, so no response, which I told my son that we would get no response. So I'm at the point now, do we block? Do we reach out to Whatnot? This is not about B squared, guys. I promise you, in some way, shape, or form, there's a lot of people in this stream that are dealing with something like this. Right. You may not know it, and it may not have happened to you as of yet. But again, guys, just a heads up. So
So now we're behind in our eligibility a little bit. If you put
by 1 point, by 1 point.
Now it took us below, because we're like 98.7 or something like that now. We were 99.2 when that happened.
Which, you know.
So we probably just have to sell more to get ahead of that matrix before the end of the month. But now our thing is, okay, do we ship these records back out to this person who came back in and bought more? What else are they going to do? What else are they going to return and say misrepresented? And by the way, most of you, some of you, a lot of you in the chat have been in our record shows, and you see how we try our best basically to cover our ass. That's what we do. This business, reselling business, is all about covering your ass.
Right.
And we're really good at it. And if things happen, we're really good at making it right.
Yeah, we fix it right away.
That's just what we do.
We're not infallible. It's just, we fix it. But again, I come from the world of sales, and you always give people the opportunity to correct the problem. So again, we're going to leave it.
We don't know what's going on.
We're going to leave it at that. I just feel like you guys should be aware of the environment that I think we might find ourselves in. Now, whether Whatnot has a mechanism to help protect against that is unknown. But just from us to you, because we love you guys. We love you guys supporting us. We love you guys coming in. From us to you, just make sure you're checking your seller health, because as time goes on, these things I think will have more impact on our ability to sell and what our metrics look like. And of course, the better metrics, the better seller. All those things are kind of wrapped up into one. So that's our PSA for today. I'm sorry it took too long for that.
But here's the thing, Whistle. We know how to ship. We have shipped hundreds of albums. This is not like it's something where we half-ass ship anything. Some of you guys have received them from us. It's not that. That's impossible. It's impossible for 9 records out of the, because we know this box too. This box went record box, divided up, record box, and all these record boxes went into another box
yes, guys,
with paper around it. We know how to ship.
We know how to ship. All right, we're just going to leave it at that. And it's not even about whether or not you do extra stuff. That's not even the point here, guys. The point is, I don't want a customer that gets an item, has a problem, lodges a complaint, comes back, buys more items, doesn't let the seller know. Who would do that, guys? Who would buy a lot of stuff from a buyer, from a vendor, have 1 plus 1/3 of your order bad, misrepresented, broken,
right?
Not say anything to anyone, and then go back and buy more stuff from the vendor. It just doesn't happen.
It doesn't make sense.
So it's not about shipping.
It doesn't make sense.
It's not about shipping. I mean, we appreciate the insight, but it's not.
I think so too, Billy. I think so too. I think that is a douchebag move. And I think that person, we know, by the way, spent almost $1,000 in that show, had buyer's remorse, and I think they got some money back. That is what I believe happened. There's no question about it.
Right. And I'll say one final thing before we move on. Listen, give me back my stuff. I'll give you back your money. Give me back my stuff. And
well, I think the discussion can be had that maybe Whatnot needs to not make it so easy for people to get their money back.
Well, that's not where we're at. So in the meantime, we have to protect ourselves. So we're going to leave it at that. So moving on, guys, LockerBlocker.
See, Record Ralph is checking it.
Record. Yep. Hey, listen, Ralph, I'm telling you, House of Coop, thank you for coming in. I don't think we
agree. House of Coop, thanks for joining us.
Yeah, appreciate you guys.
Appreciate
the vintage seeker, guys. So
thank you so much.
Yeah. So, guys, it's not.
See, Record Ralph says he's in there now. Just saw somebody who got kind of pissed off now.
No. Seriously, guys.
It's eye-opening.
Yeah,
it really is eye-opening.
This is a true public service announcement. There is, we do have. I'm not angry. I'm shocked more than anything, and we want to communicate this to you in a way that you guys understand the importance that they do give us the tools. So it's our fault. Us, we hold responsibility.
Right.
Because had we checked that earlier, maybe we could have reached out, resolved this, all kinds of stuff. Bottom line is, guys, we make money by selling. We make money through consumer confidence. Our metrics and our feedback show consumer confidence, so we just have to check that stuff. So, all right, anyhow. So, guys, don't forget, if you're just coming in, Luna Loots next week. We got Corey Manx, who's not up on the bookmark, but he is supposed to be 6'5". I know he's traveling the country, but he's agreed to do the show. And we got Tucker's Treasures, and I believe Tucker's in the chat. We appreciate all you guys for taking your time. Don't forget, after the show tonight, we have our Pokemon show. Tomorrow we have a Ray Train follow-up. On Saturday we're going to do a big show, and we're going to be at the cookout with We Bought It. So,
yep, he's
guys,
in the chat now.
All right, if you're local,
I agree, Milkman.
If you're
Milkman
local,
said that sellers should be able to leave feedback for the buyers. I agree. I agree, just like eBay.
You know, well, that's
just like eBay.
That's a slippery.
That might change things, but that might change things.
Yeah. So, all right. All that being said, sorry.
I know you guys are excited though.
Yeah, but
we're excited.
Holy shit!
LockerBlocker, the legend.
Listen, real quick. We saw LockerBlocker. The first show we saw of theirs was like, it had to be like a year ago, maybe a longer year ago. I think they found like a Dracula unit. Remember the crazy Dracula unit?
Well, I remember all the figurines they had that were like the brand new old, like vintage figurines.
No, this
perfect in the bubble.
I think this was before that. It was like the full standing Dracula old pictures, like the Bela Lugosi stuff.
I don't remember that.
All right, anyhow. So listen, guys, hear me out. We need a little help. That they don't know it yet. They're probably here lurking around, but we're gonna ask them.
Oh, when do we raid, y'all?
See, I knew they were here looking
at
around.
5:50.
Yeah,
at 5:50.
Oh, it is 5:50.
Yep. Are your ears ringing?
Yeah. So
are your ears ringing? Because we're talking about you.
Damn it! Like, we didn't want
you
to
know. Hi, Jen. What's up, Brad? What's up, cousin?
All right, Jen. You know, there is another side to B Squared that is not girl. It's guy and girl. You got to say hi, peeps, dudes. What's up?
Nope.
All right. So are we ready?
They're gonna rate us.
Okay. Guys, first of all, I got to tell you this. This is crazy. I've watched a lot of their shows, TikTok, YouTube. They don't do YouTube anymore.
There they are, guys. Getting that giddy. Welcome everyone. If you're not following LockerBlocker, if you're not, let's see if I can find them to co-host them.
You got them? Okay.
Yeah.
So, crazy, just absolute crazy stuff. Just have them type.
There we go.
All right.
Oh, no, wrong person.
Yeah, you don't want to co-host the wrong person. That'd be bad.
LockerBlocker, type in the chat real quick so I can grab your name.
So, the units that they get are absolutely crazy.
Insanity.
I mean,
there we go. Okay.
We're going to find out. I don't know what we're going to find out today, but we're going to find out something, okay? Because...
On yours? Oh, it's on my phone, though.
Exit that.
There we go.
Exit that.
Hold on, we're gonna.
Is it the wrong person?
Find it.
Do I say leave this?
What if I agree this?
Swap videos? No, it's me. But hold on. Try. We're gonna leave and try it again.
Okay.
I can tell that.
Do you want me to type in the chat which one you want me to co-host?
I can tell that voice anywhere. So.
Yep.
So we're gonna try to find out as much as we can about how they find these absolutely
bangers,
insane. I mean, holy shit,
hold on.
Insane units, insane.
Got you. Co-host, confirm.
Are we good? No, we gotta switch it around.
Oh, there we go.
And then, hold on one second.
This is a ceiling fan.
It's definitely them. Oh, hi! I see your face. Oh, they're gone.
They're back.
They're gone. Oh, they're back. What's up, my chicas?
What's up?
What's up, ladies?
What's up, boy?
It's
What
like
are you doing?
we're such novices. Can you guys hear us and see us? Everything's okay?
We can see you.
We can.
How about you guys? Can you see us and hear us?
Yeah, everything.
Okay, perfect. I am gonna swipe the chat out of there though.
Well, first of all, we appreciate you guys
taking the time
to come out and give us all of your secrets, right? So just so you know, I have prepped the chat. I've prepped social media. I've talked to my neighbor. I've spoken with the mailman. There's a bunch of people that are taking notes today to find exactly how
so
you
bad. Oh, we're gonna let y'all down.
We figured as much.
Yeah.
So thank you guys, seriously, for taking the time.
We really appreciate you guys.
You know, so I will just prep the chat to let the chat know. We were fortunate enough to do a Ray Train with LockerBlocker. They were on our team. This was a month or so back. And I thought we did pretty good.
We were like, yeah.
we did like $5,200, $5,300, which by our standards,
still good. We're not.
We go out and have a cocktail after that show. Okay.
Exactly.
So LockerBlocker decided, for whatever reason, that they needed to do like $25,000 in an hour and a half. Okay, hour and a half. Now,
Go freaking
you were
team.
on the team, super excited and thankful to be on the same team, but kind of made me look bad, kind of made everybody look bad, right? So, but you guys get amazing stuff, man. It was a great time watching you do what you guys do, and that kind of
that was friggin' amazing.
yeah, that kind of
was
leads
so amazing
into
to watch.
just understanding. Give us some backdrop on LockerBlocker. I mean, you guys are a tremendous team. Like I said, I don't know if you caught it, but my first show was, I think, different than Nita's first show. The first time we were exposed to you, which is a little bit longer than a year ago. Give us a little backdrop on who you guys are, how you got into the industry. Just tell us a little bit about LockerBlocker, because I'm sure there's a lot of people want to know. And then we're going to try to extract more information from you as time goes on.
All right.
He plans on virtual waterboarding you guys, just so you know.
I know people that know people. I suggest you guys give up the goods.
This doesn't happen very often where I'm in front of the camera either, so it's
never.
We're total dorks, dude. We're dorks. We're old children. It's not good. So I'm gonna try the best I can here. All right, okay. We're gonna do our best here. So with me, we started. My family started this back in the 1980s. They started an auction company here in Austin, and they would take me along with them to garage sales and storage unit sales and auctions to buy merchandise for their auction. Mm-hmm. It was a good time. I'm sure I bitched a lot about things, but it was completely different. But the storage unit game back then, so they were not only buying stuff from storage auctions, they were also conducting the storage auctions.
Okay.
And I've told this a couple of times, that it was a completely different game. It would be it would be an all-day event, and people would travel from all over, and there would be food trucks, and they would open the door, and we would sell one box at a time. So it would be all day long, just selling one box at a time.
Wow.
Yeah, it was cool. I was going for skateboards. It was back in the 80s. I was a skater, and there were a lot of cool. Anyway, all right, different story. Anyway, so I grew up in the auction business. They've been in business doing auctions about 40 years now, and Shantae and I met
20 plus years ago.
And
wow, okay.
We were working for them for a while, and we decided to go off and do this stuff on our own. And they've kind of moved more into the high-end estates and stuff like that.
Right.
We kind of enjoy digging through people's trash.
Exactly.
They're still active in the auction world,
yes.
The auction community?
Yeah.
Okay.
They have a large auction house.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Very cool. All right. So how'd you guys meet though?
She worked for them also.
No, but I mean, initially, did you come to work for the parents and then you guys kind of hooked up, or how did you guys meet specifically?
Friends of friends.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've known her since I was 16.
That's a long time ago. Holy crap.
Yeah.
To be in the business for 20 years and to be partners for 20 years. So.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So you guys have been in the industry for tons and tons of time. There is history in the family, right?
Yes.
So obviously tons of experience, which is good. So pre-whatnot, what did you do?
We have done eBay. We for a time we would do Instagram auctions. We also did storage treasures, build your own, private seller sales. We had
an auction gallery here.
Yeah, we have tried everything under the sun. We do parking lot sales still, but
so just pull over to the side of the road in the parking lot, open up the trailer, let's go.
Her family's auction house is taking on a giant piece of concrete. So
right.
And so that's where we do everything that way. But
do you feel like was whatnot a game changer for you guys?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Whatnot is definitely life changing if you can make it successful, right? It was tough at the beginning though.
It is for everybody. For everybody.
It was tough at the beginning though too, because we came in pretty early on in the storage category, where I think we were one of the first people. in
Right.
that category. And so doing these smaller auctions, we didn't realize it at the time how big they would expand to.
Yeah.
So making it, $500, $1,000 an auction, we were like, holy crap, that's great. That's a game changer right there.
Right.
And now just by progressing, it's just,
Yeah.
It's amazing. No, it is a life-changing platform. And it seems like everyone that we talk to, if you can figure it out, just like you said, if you can figure it out and get your systems in place and your procedures, it is a game changer. Nope. And you're always trying to get your systems in place.
Yes.
Yeah.
You're
Never
constantly, yeah.
Did I
Yeah.
ever tell you about the time we sold a 20-pound horse head for $11?
Oh my God, for real?
Happens.
That was just a couple weeks ago.
Happens.
Oh, it was?
Happens to the best of us, guys. Just keep going, man. Just keep going.
That was an instant regret, huh?
Yeah.
Instant regret running that thing.
How long you guys been on the
Wow.
platform?
It's just like,
Yeah.
You guys are on the platform since like its inception or early on?
Storage category.
the storage category.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like
Okay.
2.5 years, I think.
Yeah.
We were pretty slow at the beginning, maybe an auction once a month, but yeah, we about 2.5 years.
Okay. So I think if you've had a chance to see any of the podcasts in the past, there's a couple things that we're trying to accomplish. I mean, we're relatively new to the platform. We've been on for just under a year and a half. We've been resellers forever, but new to the platform. And the object of these podcasts, for the benefit of the audience that may not know, is first of all, we want to pick your brain because you guys, we're just gonna call you what you are, which are the queens of storage lockers, right? And hopefully you see that as a compliment.
The legends themselves.
Legends of
That's what I call them.
So,
freaking legends.
but we want people to understand that everyone started for all intents and purposes at the same spot, right? So you said a couple things I want to drill down on, but there's a lot of new people coming on the platform every day. The challenges that you had, I'm guessing, and that hopefully we'll discuss and that we had, are seemingly the same for everyone. So we want to pick your brain a little bit as to some of the things you guys went through, because one thing that we do know about this platform is people start and they quit, right?
Correct.
They realize how much work
the
it
fallout
actually
rate
is.
really.
I honestly,
We make it
100%.
look easy.
Honestly, I quit probably twice a month too. So
Same.
it's a normal.
That's actually good to hear.
That's good to know because
That's
we do
here, so it's
too.
good to hear because when you're going through it by yourself, you're thinking to yourself, I'm a failure.
Right.
We're a failure. The business is a failure because you can't figure something out, not realizing that a fair amount of people on the platform are dealing with the same exact problem.
Exactly.
So that being said, right, so you guys were early on in the storage unit category. Just give us some quick sort of overview of what were the biggest challenges. Now, again, you guys have tons of experience. Family comes from the industry. You guys got 20 plus years as partners, but you still had challenges. Please share with us some of the challenges that you had that maybe the audience and us we can benefit
Or
as
relate to.
or relate to as we're going through maybe some of those same challenges.
Well, so it's not one and the same. Okay, so we started on TikTok, going live, going through storage lockers. So we built a pretty big audience with that. And a lot of those people followed us from there to Instagram, and then from Instagram to whatnot.
Right.
So someone just starting out,
Doesn't have
that same thing. So it's not really fair, But I'm sure that, like you said, the same challenges.
Keeping an audience. That's the realization that you're not going to get eBay prices. That's been a big one. Like, you're used to being able to set your price, but if you want to keep your clientele, you need to start things affordably. But that means you've got to let them go at $10 if that's what it sells for. Just early on, that was tough.
Pause 1 second. Just 1 second. Hold on, I gotta do something real quick. Where is it?
$11.
All right. Can you guys hear us now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Still low.
Yeah. Hold on 1 second. She's got a bug in her throat. But yeah, please go ahead.
And so, yeah, challenges.
Okay, hold
Like
on.
I said, we didn't have much expectations in the
I don't know
beginning,
how to fix
really. So like,
Do you think I have to go back
it
out
was
and go
just.
back in because we can't continue this
I
way?
feel like it's harder now than it was then.
I agree.
It's a lot harder.
Hold
now
on, you guys. Hold on.
Pause them for 1
Sure.
second.
Yeah, hold on
Pause
1
1
second.
second, guys.
Get out and then just go back in completely, or would that lose them?
I'm not sure.
If we lose you, we're gonna bring you right back in. So
Okay,
we
perfect.
forgot to put the phone on Do Not Disturb, and a phone call came in, and now we can't hear you ever since. So hold on 1 second.
Hi guys.
What's up, y'all?
There we go.
Oh, yay. Okay, good.
Okay, all right. Sorry about that, guys. So,
Forgot to put Do Not
That's fine.
Disturb on.
all right. So harder now than it was then. That's where you guys are at.
I think because now we have an expectation of what, quality we want to bring, the amount of money we want to make. And so,
And there's so many other people now.
and the
that you're
competition is a
competing
lot
with.
Yeah.
more fierce, of course.
But
A lot of
How about
competition now.
how do y'all feel about it? Are we allowed to ask y'all questions, or is it just?
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
It's a competition. It's what it is. It's not an interrogation.
Well, yeah. So I mean,
Although
first
we
of
would
all,
like for it to be.
yeah. Oh, wait, hold on, time out. We're gonna do some interrogating. Yeah, we just ain't got there yet, right? But no, thank you for that, because it's, again, you guys, everyone has a different perspective. But when we actually got approved for Whatnot like 2.5 years ago, where you actually had to take video of your inventory and actually submit an application and that whole thing.
Yeah.
But it
Yeah.
took us a year from the time that we got approved to get on. So from the time that from the time that we actually started to now, to today, it's almost like it's like a millennium of difference.
Yeah.
It's there were not as many categories as when we started.
Right.
There weren't nearly as many raid trains. The platform is
That's
way
wild.
more dynamic today than it was then. But mixed in that, to your point, is, I mean, and we're moderate sized sellers, however you want to define that. We see people every day that we've never even seen the names before.
Yeah, someone will ask us to go on a raid train, and we're like, yeah, we can do that, like a real quick 20-minute one or whatever.
Yeah.
Half of the sellers on there we've never even heard of before.
Right.
Yeah.
And that doesn't mean anything
Right.
other than
Wild.
the platform just continues to grow on a daily basis.
That's a good thing. I think it's a good thing, because hopefully
Oh,
that's
absolutely.
buyers. Yeah. But I think our biggest struggle for us, and we always say this, our biggest struggle is we could run the shows all day long, long, every day. That friggin' shipping is what.
Oh my God, yes.
The bottleneck. It's the
That's the
bottleneck,
worst.
And so we have our son helping us now, and that has helped a lot, because I'm kind of out of the shipping game because I have like back issues and stuff. I can only do so much. I have like a time limit.
And mental issues too.
Yeah. And
Happens to the rest of us.
so that is our biggest bottleneck. I mean, we were just talking about, that's all we talk about.
Yeah,
That's
all we talk about is
shipping. Like, how do we get this shit out?
Right.
That's basically it.
Relative to quality control.
Yeah, because you're not right. How do we get it to ship out in the way that we want it to be shipped out too?
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Trying to find somebody that you could hire to do just like we would. Good luck.
Yeah.
Good luck.
So how do you guys manage that challenge?
We just bitch and complain and shit. That's all you can do.
Just us.
For real.
I love you guys.
That's
You're
us.
making my life so much easier right
you
now.
guys sound like us.
That's all we do is bitch and complain.
Yes.
Freaking bubble wrap, freaking paper, freaking boxes,
Yeah.
freaking. So, all right. Well, I mean, again, I am of the opinion that, to hear you guys at the level that you perform, having the same basic challenges that a new person would have, and everyone in between,
It's relatable.
just confirms that A, it's relatable, and
It's
B,
everyone.
we're always looking for a way, because what we did is we got to the point in the beginning. I was just having this conversation. We went to the storage auctions earlier today and didn't get anything, but having a conversation with another seller that sells on Whatnot, and they were like, it's taking me 4 days to ship. Now, this is a newer seller. Their streams are going great, but they're shipping out big pieces, large pieces, and it's taking days and days to ship. And I think as time goes on, we try to graduate away from that stuff, because when you look at the back end of shipping, especially when you guys know this from the raid train, I'm not sure how many items that you sold, but once you start selling multiple hundreds of items a show, and you look at the difference between something that takes 2 minutes to ship, let's just say,
Right, like our Pokemon card shows.
and something that takes
Yeah.
5 minutes to ship,
Yeah.
it's only a 3-minute difference. People go, that's not that big of a deal. Well, take 3 minutes across 100
And
items.
multiply that by
That's
120.
300 extra
Right.
minutes. And that's how we started breaking
Right.
down. I don't know if I want to ship that lamp unless you're going to pay me $120 for it. And there's
Yes.
no metric that ever tells
Yeah,
you
and
that
who
that's
knows
what's
what
going
to
to
go
happen.
for.
So
$11.
I don't know where
horse
you
heads.
guys were at, yeah, in your journey, but we kind of got there about 6 or 7 months ago, where it's just the return on energy is just not worth it.
Yeah, so what we tried to do is basically scale down the object, what we're selling. We have almost completely wrote off glass. We will not do glass.
Right.
Oh, hell
Or
no.
horse heads.
We
Or horse
pass
heads.
on glass.
Yeah, pass on glass. Yeah, if
Yeah.
it's glass, I mean, unless, like he said, unless it's a $300 glass that we know, okay, we got the people in here for it, then we might consider it. But for the
Yeah.
most time,
Which even then you don't
Or
know.
25%. That's
Nope.
right.
Even then you don't know. So
yeah.
all right.
Yeah.
So
We've even done a live unboxing before, and you just don't know exactly what's in there. You know, I'll take some fluff off the top, and there's all like these dishes, and the chat's like, "Oh, run it, run it." We're like, "Nope,
nah.
not doing that." Not
It's a
doing
hard
that.
no.
Yeah.
I wanted to ask you a question. I'm gonna switch gears for a second. You guys, I was watching one of your TikTok videos, and you came across, which you described it as a historic locker, and it was the you had some documents from Roe versus Wade, or related to Roe versus Wade.
Oh, really? I didn't see. I missed that.
Yeah, so I
That's
I like to dig in stuff. So whatever became of that stuff, if you don't mind sharing that with us, I don't know if that's out of bounds or what. But whatever.
Let me tell you exactly what became of that, okay? We bought it. It was so emotional. We were extremely excited and stoked. I put it all in a special place, and I haven't been back to it. I moved on to the storage unit. I'm sure y'all understand. This is we're constantly buying storage units, so everything gets.
This is the
It's
biggest
almost like you shift it,
emotional
right?
order.
It's yeah. So I have like over. You can't see, but I've got this huge thing of these of burned discs that say like different. Grab something out there. Different historical things with them, and I haven't even looked at the photos yet.
Right.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like you're creating a little treasure chest.
Yeah, it's just like there's this crazy stuff. Sarah Weddington was her name, guys. If y'all don't know about it, it's pretty. It was very emotional. It was right when the Supreme Court overturned Roe.
Yep.
But all of these things are political. I guess her with
Are they like
politicians.
political cases?
Like documents on.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
And I haven't even
That is
looked at it.
wild.
Yeah.
I mean, anybody that's watched
And
your,
that's not that long ago either.
yeah, anybody that's watched your TikTok,
It's
listen,
amazing stuff you got. I mean, you guys.
we're going to go down the road here in a second, but we're just trying to get you guys all fluffed up before we start asking some tough questions.
Did you just say fluff up? He
We're
did.
trying to get you
You
guys
just
all
said
fluffed.
that.
Guys, in the chat,
Oh my God.
Roe versus Wade. What was Roe's actual name? In the chat, if you know. And I know this because I listened to Freakonomics. I learned this like 12 years ago. Roe versus Wade. What was Roe's actual name? Anybody in the chat? You guys know?
Yes, Queen Janine. Their TikTok name is the same.
Yep.
It is the
Yeah.
same. LockerBlocker. Follow them there, Instagram,
Yeah,
and
guys,
if you're not following here on whatnot, please give them a follow.
If you're not watching your TikTok, first of all, watching your TikTok videos, let's start down this road. It's like drinking caffeine. Okay? It makes you want to get up off the
I'm
couch
immediately on storage treasures.
and run to the nearest storage auction and start buying shit, which is bad, right? That's bad. Good for
That
you
is
guys.
bad. That is
Nobody in the chat knows. Don't look it up on
Someone
Google.
said Rolando?
Nope.
Jane? Someone said Jane.
Norma McCorvey.
Norma McCorvey.
That's her actual name. So
He's a nerd.
I love that kind of nerd.
Yeah.
You guys, you're awesome,
He's a
man.
nerd.
History is insane and amazing, and
Absolutely. Of course. Yes, absolutely.
all right. So
So I have a question, because we have to ask you because you buy so many. What would you say is the most disgusting thing you found?
I think I know the answer,
we'll
but
do that to Shantae.
My personal most disgusting unit we've ever bought in 20 plus years. He was purchasing pallets of refurbished Dell products. And at that time we were selling on eBay. So it was an easy flip. We got it for like $1,000. But it was one of those giant like U-Haul type warehouses where there's like the giant place and then the office to the side. And he literally sat in his office and urinated in hundreds and hundreds of Coke cans. There were so many open Coke cans with pee in them. Never in my
Was
life.
that a hoarder?
Hundreds.
Well, he was just too busy to go to the bathroom.
Well, that was, you see a lot of
he
that
wheeled his ass around the whole damn warehouse though, doing it. Like,
he what do they call it? Like what a cat does? Marks her spot.
Marks the spot?
Marks her
Yes.
spot. He's marking his spots.
Well, we've been
Claiming his territory.
a lot of hoarder houses like that.
Yeah, I say hoarders do.
Yeah.
So he must have been a hoarder because hoarders do that. It's really
Yeah.
strange, but they do that. I don't know how or why that happens. Whether they put so much stuff where they can't get to their own bathrooms and then their plumbing is jacked, and then we see that a lot. That is terrible.
it was bad.
So,
But that leads me to the next question, which is much better and much less nauseating. What do you think is? God, you guys have found so much crazy stuff. But could you choose a favorite find?
God.
That'd be so hard with you guys. I don't know how you would do it.
It's
You have so
really
much amazing stuff.
I mean, anyone that buys storage units, you know that there's like the cool stuff that might not be monetarily expensive or whatever.
Maybe nostalgic.
But then there's like really expensive stuff. So I mean, what do you have?
For us, life-changing wise, like monetarily, we bought Vince Young, football player. That is what put the down payment on our house.
Nice.
That was amazing.
that's crazy.
That's awesome.
We bought a hoarder's units where she had 13 different units. I think the most we paid, I think we bought 8 or 9 of them. The most we paid was like $60, and we found $57,600 in cash.
Get the shit out of here.
So that's like the easiest.
That's the easiest
easiest
stuff.
time.
Right.
Okay, hold on. Time out. You can't gloss
Did he
over.
have? What did he have?
You can't
hidden
gloss
in?
over 57 G's. How did you find it? Was
Yeah.
it
What was it hidden in?
spread throughout or?
So this is when we go to live auctions, and it's actually a kind of a funny thing. I've told this before on TikTok, but so they told us that this person had 13 units or whatever. They opened the first one and it looked trashed, hoardery stuff,
Trash bags.
Just it looked like it'd been there forever, but like gross. But then you started seeing like towards the back, you could see some like mid-century furniture. You started seeing shoe boxes that had vintage Ferragamo on them.
Okay.
And so we were like, why not? You know, it was like a chance. I think I paid $10 for that one. And then we were walking to the next one, and this guy had the nerve to say, like, whatever.
We used to get a lot of
hate, that I bought a homeless person's unit, and like gave us a really hard time about this. Anyways, we bought all of them except for 3. And that's actually the storage. That's the same time, right? We got our name.
Yeah.
That's the same time we got LockerBlocker as our name.
Oh, okay.
Because this grown man looked at me right in the eyes and said, "Y'all are just a bunch of LockerBlockers," and like screamed and stormed off.
That is
And
literally on my
left.
list. Where did your name come from?
Yeah. Next day I went and I printed hats out, and it was history.
We ran with it.
Yeah.
I love it.
I love it.
Anyway, so we found the cash in there. It was insane. She was an old lady in her 90s, grew up in the Depression, did not trust banks. There was cash all over it.
But predominantly in a suitcase, in little envelopes, just tucked away, squirreled away. Yeah.
You found that mattress.
Yeah, you found the mattress
You
money.
found that mattress. That's amazing.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's amazing.
That is crazy. And then so Vince Young's unit, and of course the unit that you decided to, I wouldn't say
Carry our team.
but show us how far apart we are in our business models was the Jason Terry unit.
Wow.
And you guys,
woo.
Jason Terry, former Dallas Maverick. I don't know who else he played for. I think he played.
The Mavericks,
I know he played for some. I know he played for Dallas, but I don't know who else he played because I think he played with Dirk Nowitzki, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
that was crazy. You did previews on that stuff for like, I think a week or two leading up to it.
Yeah.
And you had the craziest like luxury stuff, and I mean, who the hell knows what else?
Man, a thing people spend money on, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Things
When
that
they
people
have
spend money on.
So
It was, yeah.
we've seen your victories, which are many. And again, I would certainly recommend you guys, if you want to get hyped about buying storage
Go to their
lockers,
TikTok.
holy shit!
You'll
like,
see all their finds.
Just watch it. It'll give, first of all, it'll give you a false sense of reality. I mean, to be truthful, but it'll also give you a reality of what's possible.
Right.
Which is the other side.
Right.
So.
And you guys go. There's no limit as far as radius is concerned in your search. You guys will go East Coast, West Coast, right?
Yeah.
Canada basically down. Canada line basically down. Yeah.
Now, you guys doing the traveling yourself, or do you have a network that allows you to buy lockers that are not?
We have one guy, one partner who's a badass, and he does it all.
Wow. That's good to have. So like you guys just fly him out, he rents a truck and just brings it back.
Pretty much, yeah. But he's been doing, like, we went to storage units with him back in the day. Like, he knows what he's doing too. So
okay,
he's been in the business. That's important.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Very important.
You can't even put a price on that.
Yeah, there's got to be a high trust level for him to come across the $57,000 cash locker. You know what I mean? So,
that was local. That was local.
no, I'm just saying, like, if you went to go pick up a locker and you found mattress money, you know, I mean,
right? Yeah, it's a high trust position, no question.
I mean, we sent him to Virginia with $45,000 in cash. Like, we've trusted him to do some pretty crazy things.
Yeah,
right.
He's a good dude.
We couldn't do without him.
Yeah, I was going to say that has to be crucial to your business, because back to the whole things that slow us down, shipping, but certainly being the chief cook and bottle washer to run the shows, organize, buy the units, travel, right, outside of your local radius. I mean, those things are, when we go to our storage auctions, I was 45 minutes away today, and that's a half a day activity just to go looking and not finding anything, let alone having to, go multiple states away. So we see your victories, which are amazing. How many lockers would you say you guys buy a year, roughly?
We used to buy a lot when we did those caravan auctions where you're going from location to location. We would buy probably 10 lockers a week.
At least, yeah.
Now it's slowed down immensely. We're a lot more picky about what we purchase. So I would say maybe, I don't know, what do you think, 100 a year?
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
Not
as many as we used to. Enough to offset if we did any bad ones, but not enough. I mean, yeah.
When you say picky about them, you mean units that are what notable?
Yeah.
What can you tell them? Right. You're not buying a unit full of big furniture.
We're trying
Sometimes you have to, though, to get to the what notable stuff.
You're right.
Yeah.
That's that. Oh, should we not? Oh, we got to deal with all that furniture and mattresses and
that's where relationships come in place, where you have people that'll come take away the furniture, or they'll
exactly.
Yeah, and we do have that, actually. We do have something like that in place here.
Yeah, until we buy 3 or 4 lockers and they get loaded up with a bunch of furniture, and then magically here. I don't know why they just disappear out of nowhere. So hey, we got another unit 10 by 20 full of furniture. Come get it for free.
That's the biggest thing in storage units. You don't get. Only keep what you want to sell. Even if you have a dresser that you could sell it later on for something, get rid of it if you don't want. You know what I mean? Like, so many people will get caught up in keeping stuff
because it has a value.
Right.
Yeah.
And so now we have like 6 lockers that are all full of stuff we want to sell. I mean, it's still not great, but it's
no furniture.
Well, yeah. So
I love to bring that up, because we do too. We have the same thing.
Let's talk about that for our benefit, for the audience's benefit. So, is that something that was taught to you guys early on, or did you just get to the point where it's just because you can doesn't mean you should? Meaning, you can find Ethan Allen furniture, you can find mid-century armoires and all that stuff that do have value, but you have the energy, the effort, the labor, the space, and you know what? Just give it away or sell it cheap or whatever, because it bottlenecks the business. And most of us don't realize that until after it's happened. And then after you have 3 storage units full of furniture, then you're forced with a separate decision because it's an emotional decision to like, I know this stuff is worth money.
Yeah, it's hard to let go.
But I don't want to let it go.
But right now it's costing us money
now
by
it's
sitting in
actually
there.
costing you money in there. So
Yeah. Yeah,
Is it-
definitely.
It's the same struggle.
It's something that was learned for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And everybody has their own, you know, like, yeah, this guy, we used to have a guy that worked with us, and he loved to take our mattresses because he could take them down to the border and sell them for, was it $50 a piece?
A lot of money.
$50 to $80 a piece. So I don't want mattresses, you know, but this dude
Right.
can turn and make some good money piling all these mattresses. So it doesn't necessarily mean that it's not worth money, but just for your sanity, to do what you like to sell.
Yes, that's always been what we've said. Sell what you like to sell. If you like to sell clothing, sell clothing. You know, we have kind of,
Hate clothing.
yeah, so do we.
I hate it.
well,
Some clothing.
unless you're getting
Right.
super high-end $500 shirts, then I love clothing.
Exactly.
I feel like with you.
Yeah, but do I want a Nike hoodie? I mean, they're
No.
nice. They probably go for maybe 15 to 30 bucks, but I freaking hate clothes. I don't want nothing to
Well,
do
we
with
hate clothes because we dealt with this huge collection of vintage, and it was wild
it.
vintage
Yeah,
clothes.
it was all dead
It
stock
was
from
wild.
the
We
70s.
did really well on it, but it was dead
That's
stock
awesome.
from the 70s with still the 70s tags on them and stuff. This guy was a clothes holder.
Yeah.
And
It was fun in the beginning.
it was fun in the beginning,
not
and but
fun in
towards
the
the end, I was like, oh, I can't.
Yeah.
I can't anymore. Just
Not fun.
can't. And it went. We did pretty well on that, but
So
we paid to make it go away.
Yeah, we did. We paid
Yep.
to make it work. Actually ended up working. We built some relationships and things
We
like
did,
that with vintage
yeah.
clothes sellers. But one thing we also learned is that at least on our local market, vintage clothes sellers are really difficult to deal with.
Yes.
Difficult crowd.
Yeah.
That's all I'm
It's
going
a
to
tough crowd.
That's all I'm
It's
going
a
to say
tough
about
crowd.
that. So I wanted to ask you a quick question. So the unit that I think I first saw, and I could be wrong, so certainly correct me. It was a unit that I think it was like vintage Dracula stuff. It was like original documents. For some reason, Bela Lugosi's name comes to the top of mind. And it was like figurines and stuff. It was like an absolutely crazy locker. Do you guys recall
Is that
the one I'm talking?
a Scott LaRose one?
Scott LaRose one with
The King Kong
King Kong
poster?
poster.
Yeah, that's what it was. It was King
Yeah,
Kong,
that's
yeah.
what it was.
It's like
Yeah.
big posters and stuff, or like original posters.
Yeah.
Yeah, framed.
How long ago was that unit? Because that's the first unit I ever saw you guys. I was like, they freaking holy shit! How'd you find that?
Maybe last year.
It was, I think, around about a year ago.
Yeah. That
Yeah,
was
that's when I
That's
saw
about
the
the
video.
time.
That's about when I saw
Yeah,
the
a
video.
guy named Scott LaRose. He's an actor. If you type him in, you'll be like, oh, I know that guy. Actor and comedian, and also a monster film producer.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it was insane.
That was wild. That was wild.
Total luck out. Like it was a luck out.
Live auction or online, if you don't mind me asking.
The posters went to Heritage, and
Oh, like how we bought it?
Oh,
Yeah,
how
yeah,
you
yeah.
found it, yeah.
oh yeah.
Storage
Storage traders.
Speaking of, did you guys get that thing taken care of where he went to go
Yes.
buy the unit? Did they reimburse you?
Finally. Yeah.
Took a
Good.
month.
Yeah.
Good.
So what happened? I don't know.
So they found something on Storage Treasures, sent their guy out to go get it. When he got there, it was just
Oh, that's right. You're telling
things
me
were
it was
missing. It was nothing like the pictures. Definitely tampered with.
You guys,
No
do you
question.
guys experience that a lot?
A handful of times.
I would
But
say a lot.
maybe
but-
4 or 5 times in the last few years since doing predominantly online auctions.
Right.
But the difference was in prior situations, the storage unit gives you back your money immediately. They go out, they verify that it's been
They
taken.
say, "Oh my gosh, stuff has been stolen." You know,
Right.
Can't believe it.
But,
yeah, they're surprised.
Right.
but this company said, sorry, transaction's done. We're not giving you your money back. You will have to fight with corporate. So
They refused to go with my partner back to the unit so he could show them
what's
The
missing?
The difference, right?
stuff was missing.
Right.
It was just an
freaking
odd situation.
And that was on purpose. They didn't want him to be able to
Yep,
prove, hey, I
exactly.
had just got here and it was like this.
Yeah.
100%.
That was calculated for sure.
Billy, King Kong and Dracula are the same people to me. So
That's what Billy said.
I got it wrong. It was Dracula, King
King
Kong,
Kong, Dracula, same thing.
one of those
Same thing.
weird dudes. So, all right.
So are you finding? So we're hearing. So when that happened to you guys, we have actually been hearing stories like that more often lately. It seems like. Are you finding the same thing that people are starting to stage stuff?
100%.
Okay.
Huge.
Okay. And that's just shitty.
Not that we're buying them, but I can scroll through. I mean, I think anyone that does this has been doing this for any sort of time can scroll through and be like, stage, 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 stage. Like, what is happening?
Right.
And I think there needs to be laws created. If there isn't already, there needs to be something outlined of what a person can do to prosecute a person doing that.
Right. No question.
Yeah.
No
Especially
question.
now that we're dealing with thousands and thousands of dollars.
Yeah, lockers are not cheap by any standard.
No, yeah.
No.
So let's dig into something that I think will add value in addition to what we've already talked about. You guys are a ton of experience, again, as already stated. If you were to offer advice to people that are thinking about buying lockers for the first time, people who have maybe gone down the road and bought a few lockers but haven't had nearly the activity that you guys have had, help us be better at buying lockers, right? So if your job was to mentor a new person on some basic tips and tricks, would you be willing to share with us how you would mentor someone new in the locker buying business?
Like what to look for as you're looking at pictures and stuff?
Yeah, what to look for, what not to look for, just basic sort of rules of thumb.
The same thing, in my opinion, like look for what you like to sell. Look for hints. Don't spend more than you're willing to lose because it happens, and there's a lot of staged units.
And start small, because
small.
a 5x10 can pack a lot of stuff.
Oh yeah, we just experienced that.
Yeah.
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 Yeah,
got,
it looks too perfect. It probably is. You're right, Sam.
We hear that a lot too, like on our TikTok videos. People are like, "Oh, this is staged. You don't find all this. You can't constantly find all these units." Da 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 da. I buy units and all I find is dirty underwear. You got to look. You got to see something. See something,
Right.
and something that you are interested in selling. Don't just buy
a $5 unit because it's a $5 unit and think you're going to find the gold coins in a $5
Right.
unit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What would you say your average, if just off the top of your heads, what would be the average price for the units you guys are getting? You have to, at this point.
Too much.
Now too much.
Yeah.
I can't. We got lucky enough to get a unit here last week that we only paid $950 for. That's a miracle for us.
Okay.
Like, we're tens of thousands sometimes, and it's stressful.
Oh
It's
yeah,
so
because that's a lot of it. Like that's basically a lot. You have to sell a lot to get to that.
Right.
Where okay, now we're in the black. That's a lot of red, and so I
Yes.
can imagine the stress on that. I can imagine what that's like.
But the other thing that does it immediately decreases your competition, right?
Well,
so something that comes down to your skill set, because there's not a lot of people that are going to spend 5 figures on a storage locker.
Yeah.
So
That's very true.
Speaking of gold, I also watched another one of your TikTok videos. It might have been YouTube. I'm not really sure which one. And you were flipping through like some boxes, and it was just like bars of silver. And
Absolutely.
I mean, because let's be honest, ladies, you guys are the queen. We know that, right? But to the uninitiated, watching your TikTok videos, someone would think to themselves that God himself placed his hand on your storage locker buying ability, right? Because it's just vintage toys, gold, silver. I'm sure you found your fair share of pew-pews in there. I mean, it's just crazy. Now, of course,
I think I saw a video where you guys
yeah,
did. This guy was a collector.
That doesn't speak to the ones that you buy that aren't good, but you have enough that are good that, I'm surprised you don't have people blowing you guys up every day saying, help me be better at what I'm doing, which is in essence what we're asking right now.
What was the question again? Sorry. Jesus, thinking about all the good stuff. I'm like, yeah, that was really good. That was great.
It wasn't really a question.
It wasn't a question.
It was a statement just following up on what you said, which is someone watching your videos that don't know you guys would think exactly what you said, which is there ain't no freaking way that you guys are finding what you're finding.
regarding social media, you're only seeing what we want you to see.
Right.
Of course, right,
Okay.
right.
So, I'm not going to show you the unit where we lost $15,000 because nobody wants to watch that video.
Right.
They want to see you get excited.
They want to see the winners.
All the winners.
So we lose, but we buy so many units that we win on.
Yes.
That you're able to wash
The average is good.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's almost
And
like
we've
a
been doing it
numbers
so
game.
long. Yeah,
It's
exactly.
a numbers game.
It is. It is.
It's like he always says, you know, because we have a friend that used to be here locally that we used to buy with, and they would go together, Bill would buy one, maybe two max in the same day, he would buy like 10.
Yeah.
And he would say, I don't understand, we never find gold, he's always finding gold. I'm like, yeah, but he bought 10 units.
Right.
It's a numbers game. That's just all there is to it.
Well, I will tell you, that's very true. Gold eludes me. Gold and silver eludes me in storage lockers. I find everything else. Guns, coins, but actual like gold and silver jewelry.
We found some, a little bit. We found some.
But not enough to make a video about, let's put it that way. But it's just not, it doesn't fall that way. We find a little bit of everything else, but precious gems and things of that nature just doesn't happen.
There's a couple
weird. I
good
think y'all
questions.
find a lot of that out there.
Yeah,
all right, we're gonna see if we can get some
there's
questions.
a couple good questions.
Let's get
in
some
the
questions,
chat.
guys. If you have any questions,
I've got them.
for the queens of comedy. I mean, the queens of
So
lockers.
I think it's Anjua. I don't even know if I'm saying that right. If I'm butchering your name, I'm sorry. But they're asking, what is the most you paid for a locker and why? Why did you pay that much?
That'd be the toy one, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think what was 60.
So 30 and 32.
So $62,000. It was 2 lockers belonging to the same guy, and it was all vintage toys.
And you can see that bright,
Oh, yeah.
plain as day when you bid on it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
it was crazy.
I don't care what you can see. That's a big number.
It is a big number. It was a really big number for us at the time too. Like it was
one of those things though that I don't know. You ever have those ones you're like, I don't care what it goes for, I'm buying
Yes.
it.
Yes.
I need, you just feel it.
Yeah, that's how we because we're in Jacksonville, Florida, so we're right here on the state line. There was one in Brunswick, Georgia, which is about 45 minutes for us, 50 minutes maybe. There was a Disney unit. It was packed full of vintage Disney.
Yeah.
And about 50 tubs.
And he was like, I don't know. And I just knew in my gut, I'm like, just do it. Just do it. I'm telling you, just do it.
just buy it.
Buy it. And we paid $6,700 for it, I think.
Yeah.
That was our biggest one so far, $6,700.
Yeah.
We haven't gone any higher than that. And it was a triple.
Yeah.
It was a
Yeah.
triple.
Well,
At least.
let's be clear. The whole
And we also built our channel on it. It was good for our channel.
Let's be
Yeah.
clear.
Was
The
as well.
whole just do it thing for $6,800 will never settle.
It doesn't with him. But you listened to me on that, and you
Yeah.
listened to me on that one.
Well,
and you were glad that you did.
if you called me up one day and said, "Listen, you remember the LockerBlocker interview? I found 2 units for 60 grand. Let's just do it." That's not going to work. I'm just telling you right now. So,
But they said so.
they said trust your gut.
Here's another good question for you guys. Queen Janine wants to know, how much time a week do you say you spend looking online for a unit to bid on? Are you on there 247?
I have a very active mind. And if it's not doing something, I'm freaking out about something. So I look a lot.
I don't look for units.
I spend most of my time, a lot of time, looking at storage units.
She's our guru. This is yeah.
Okay.
A lot of time.
So basically, whatever free time you have, you're basically on it looking.
100%.
Put your camera up.
Okay. It's probably the half. Yeah, it's kind of the half of your heads a little bit.
So, you said before, buy what you like, okay?
Yes.
And start small, right? They're all sort of fundamentals.
Whatever.
That's as good as I can do right now, D-Brack.
Yeah. So
That's better. That's a little better.
Here's my question: when you guys look at storage auctions, either now or in the past, do you have what we call a buy a box strategy? Which, in other words, if you see, let's say 20 tubs, 20 boxes, you can't see what's in the box, you can't see what's in the tub. Do you assign a value to each box or each tub where you see, okay, there's 30
Count the
tubs
boxes,
in here.
right?
I'm willing to wager
$20 a
$10 a box, $15 a box. I'm willing to spend $600 on this unit because
You wouldn't
there
buy
is 30 boxes in there. Do you guys ever employ that strategy?
We're not that calculated.
Yeah, not
Okay.
at all. I don't think we'd buy it. I mean, I think that one here, the local one, if it's local and at a good price range, probably under $1,000, and it was just totes, I'd bid. But if I can't find anything about the people or anything like that, then I wouldn't even bid on it.
Right.
We've got to see something.
Yes, there has to be a peek at something.
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
got to be some information. It gives you a lead beyond just what you see inside the unit.
Yeah.
We do a lot of research if we like a unit too into who the tenant was.
Okay, that's a good question because you were bringing that up earlier. I didn't even know you could do that. I had no idea you could even do that.
First of all, are you guys cool sharing this information? Okay, all right. 'Cause, listen, we're not here to interrogate you, but we're here to interrogate you.
No,
But no, seriously, I have a guy that we go to the auction with. He is a local guy, great dude. I've been going to the auction for 2.5 years. I think I've seen this guy buy one unit. Okay.
Oh wow.
But he is the most informed out of anyone there. He knows everything about the unit. He knows the layout of every facility in Jacksonville. He just doesn't buy a lot. So it might just be his thing to do, and that's okay. It's not about whether he buys or not. It's about the fact, and I just told her this right
Yeah, we were just talking about this. I'm like, I had no idea you could do that.
Yeah.
On as much as you can be on the unit. So back to sort of tips and tricks 101, to the extent that you're willing to share, could you give us an idea of if you were starting to buy lockers today, maybe a way that you would do a little research in advance to give yourself a better opportunity to at least have an idea of who owned the locker? Or
So most states, not all of them, require you to post a lien ad in the newspaper, in a public newspaper, which will include the name of the person plus a brief description of what's in the locker. I've heard rumors that may be getting rid of that soon. I don't know, but I think it's a very smart thing to do, and we do it a lot.
So Chad,
I think so too. That when he told me that earlier, he said, "There's this one guy that's always out there, like you said, and he never buys anything, but he knows everything." I'm like, "What do you mean he knows everything? How does he know?"
Chat,
You
storage
can look it up.
buyers.
I had no idea.
Storage locker
no
buyers
idea.
in the chat, who does research on their lockers before they bid? And be honest. In the chat, whoever buys lockers, who does research on their lockers before they bid? Now, here's the deal, ladies. Like, I want to do that, but I don't. I'm not bragging about it.
Yeah.
I want to do it, but I don't. Well, yeah, and so here's
Why?
the
Because
thing.
some stories are really sad.
Well, no, I don't. I mean, the nature of what we do creates.
It's kind of sad.
Yeah, it's sad
Yeah,
because
yeah.
it's some unfortunate event in most cases that is leading us to buy lockers. So
Right.
I think I've come to terms with that a long time ago. But it's one of those things. It is the difference between, this level commitment and next level commitment. And it's something that we should do. I've done it a few times, but it's like I'll wake up and say, okay, I'm going to check storage treasures today. I'll see something ending in 9 hours. And then all I'm doing is scrolling and I'm analyzing what's in the picture. So I don't give myself enough time to say, let me back up a second. So when I'm looking at auctions, if I see something 4 days out, I almost become disinterested because it's not immediate. It's not today. It's not closing in the next 12 to 14 hours. I don't know if you guys have experienced the same thing, when the reality is that's when it seems like you should be doing your homework.
That's where I am. I'm like, why are you showing me a unit that's going to end in 4 days? But she has it mapped out 12 days in advance. She has,
Guys, this is good stuff.
on her watch list.
This is good stuff right here.
We don't really do the research though until it's about to end.
Yeah.
If
Right.
we do the
Okay.
research.
And we don't.
That's not every time. It's just if you know you're going to probably spend a lot of money on something,
Right.
But it can also get you into trouble. It didn't get us into trouble, but for instance, when we bought Kanye West's storage locker, you could see.
You're gonna keep name dropping. Is that what you're gonna do right now? Just gonna keep name dropping, right?
Yeah.
What do you think so far? Jason Terry, Kanye West.
Hold on.
Who else?
So
Just
I
gonna keep name
searched for
dropping
that.
on us.
Hold on. because I thought this thing was going to go insane, right? Huge amount of money. I mean, it was right there in front of you that it was this guy's locker,
Right.
And I searched the lean ad, and it was some random girl. I could not put her with anything. Okay, so that made me very hesitant to, because if you go to from Texas to California with a U-Haul, it's $5,500 now to get it back here. So whatever you buy in California, we have to tack on $5,500.
Right.
That's crazy.
So it was nerve-wracking, I could see it, but I couldn't link it really being his unit. So by researching ads, it could go either way. It might turn you off on a unit, or you might get jazzed up because the guy you found is rich and loaded, but you didn't know this secret thing that he was a hoarder, and you're going to buy his unit and it's all full of dirty napkins or something crazy.
Right.
So it can hurt you too.
It can go either way. Right.
Yeah.
I can see that happening. Everything's a catch-22 in this business.
Yeah.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
Everything is, and it's all. I mean, quite frankly, it's all a gamble.
It is.
It's all a gamble.
100%.
But I think
Well, calculated gambles.
they are calculated risks. Yes, they're calculated risks, no question. But just like anything else, the more you buy it, the numbers you'll hit more often.
Exactly.
You'll hit more often.
That's what it is.
That's what you got to get yourself to that point, I think.
Yeah.
And that's with him. But our problem is, again, manpower. You got to have manpower in this business. You just do.
100%. And we're old, man.
We are too.
Yeah, like
54, 53, and
Yeah,
we're like, or 55. How old are you? You're 55.
He'll be 55.
He'll be 55 in September. I'm 53. And it's just, and it's friggin' hot.
No,
it's worse the older we get.
It's,
So it's tough. It is not an easy business. People see this stuff and they get on Whatnot and they see us with these shows, or they'll get on, the Storage Wars, and they'll think, oh, they see all the pretty stuff when it comes to the business. There is so much ugly that they're not seeing.
you definitely got to be good with rat shit and roaches,
And exhaustion, right?
Yeah,
And the heat. Y'all
the
love
heat here-
sweat.
The heat here is brutal right now. It's not just the heat, it's the humidity.
You guys are in Texas, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, you're heat and humidity too. So you get it. You get it. It is brutal.
It's bad. Really bad.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, what do you guys got coming up in the immediate future? I know I didn't look at your show schedule, which we probably
Tonight,
should.
we've got an insane auction. This is the one we just bought that was local. Tons of comic-related original sketches. Also, like 20 1990s Marvel shirts. Which is
You pulled them out of suitcases.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were one on top of another, right?
Yeah, it was crazy.
Yeah, that was crazy.
You're gonna have some bangers.
I mean, like seriously, in all honesty, you guys, again, you watch the TikTok videos. It's just one crazy video after another. Do you still get excited when you come across these units, or is it you come to expect, success because of what you guys have done in the past? Do you guys still get that like butterfly feeling when you find these units?
Yeah, I think so. Like, I mean, the TikTok videos that you see, that is all pulled from our TikTok lives. So that excitement that Laura got opening up those suitcases, that was
true,
legitimate,
live,
in the moment live reaction, you know?
Right.
So.
Because you're unfolding $50 bills every time you, or $100 bills every time you pull one of those T-shirts out of.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's always going to be exciting. I mean, because you guys are spending money to get the unit, so it's always good to know, hey, I'm gonna get my money back and make some money on this thing. So.
Right. I mean, that's the name of the game. At the end of the day, we're all just trying to make a living.
Yeah.
So you guys.
Well, hold on one second. What time is the show tonight, guys?
7 Central.
All right, 7 Central, so 8 o'clock our time.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
So,
Eastern.
hour and 15 minutes, 8 p.m.
Yep.
Eastern. Okay,
Yep.
so all right, we just want to make sure so we give you guys plenty of time to,
Guys, we're so appreciative that you're taking out
Yeah,
time
it's
to even come
amazing.
and talk with us.
Guys,
Yeah.
thank you for inviting us.
Yeah.
No,
Thank you.
it's so awesome. I was so excited.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, next time we were in a raid train, if you could just kind of take it easy on everyone, you know?
What if they were on our team? It was good what they did.
Yeah, they did, but
You know what that is? That's ego.
It
That's
is.
a man's ego right there.
No,
That was such luck, though.
That was
wanna
just
listen to
very
that.
good timing.
Like Jen just asked us right when we got that locker. So
Yeah,
Oh, it was perfect.
Yeah,
that
it
was
But-
absolutely amazing to
Yeah,
watch.
I was watching that preview, and I was actually very rarely will I play video games. And I was playing a video game with the phone next to me. I was like, there ain't no freaking way. Look at this shit. You're like, we got stuff, Hermes? We got stuff that's better than Hermes. We got stuff that's better than, we got names you ain't even heard before. It was awesome.
Yeah, because we don't know all that stuff.
Guys,
We are
We're podunk down
yeah,
here.
we
We're
don't-
podunk
yeah,
down here. We gotta look it up.
Yeah, we don't do that. We don't do that bougie stuff. But it
Y'all
was
need to
crazy.
come out to Texas.
We want to.
Come
Yeah,
visit.
listen.
Absolutely.
We'll come out and see you. I am hating.
Yeah, for
They're
sure.
telling me I'm hating. I'm not hating. I love them. I just want them to give me a little more information. They're not giving me enough information.
Oh, Tucker said it, and then they had to follow that.
Oh, that's
You
right.
guys ran into him, like, and then we had to follow that.
That's true. Tucker's
Tucker's a killer.
Tucker's a
Yeah.
amazing young man.
Yeah, we got Tucker on in a couple weeks.
Oh, right on.
Yeah, that's a cool family. Ryan, I never know the mom's name.
All I know is Ryan and Tucker. That's all I know
Tucker.
too.
And she's hopefully she's.
I have her phone number though. She's in my phone.
She's going to.
I can look at
But
my
yeah,
phone.
it's going to be a good interview.
Yeah.
They're really good at what they do. So, guys, any more questions? They have a show in about an hour and 10 minutes. Any more questions for the queens of storage units? What part of Texas are you in? Is the question.
We're in Austin.
Thank you, D-Brock. Thank you for that.
What part?
Austin.
Austin. Okay.
Our sister just moved from there.
Yeah, that's where.
Who's your favorite mod?
What part of? Oh, Austin. They said
Austin.
it. Yeah.
Austin.
Yeah.
All right. So now I got to know this. So you've talked about your biggest winner. Did you say your biggest loser on a storage unit? You lost 15 grand.
pecans.
We bought 2 pods. Was it just two?
Two pods.
2 pods out of San Antonio. And it was all beautifully packed art boxes, and everything said art this and art that. And spent $15,000. Got it back here, and he created art from trash. So it was all
Not even cool trash. Like
Literal
walking down
trash.
the road and like a screw and a bottle cap.
yeah,
Oh my God.
every single
Yeah.
thing. Like the art boxes, you'd open it up and it'd be like a milk carton attached to a piece of cardboard with some
Like
slides.
kindergarten art.
Yeah.
Worse. I would
Worse.
have taken kindergartners all
It
You wouldn't
sounds,
be that
it
good.
sounds to me like you guys overlooked the simplistic beauty of this art.
Art.
It was
That's what it sounds
bad.
to me like. You
Like-
probably should have hooked up with a local art gallery. You would have made a bunch of money. I think you guys missed an
It
opportunity.
was really, really bad.
I think
Yeah.
you missed an opportunity, to be honest with you. So
So would you say that
We'll send it to you,
though-
babes.
That's so funny. Do you think that your following, for the most part, because you guys are really big on TikTok, do you think that your following came from over there?
Yes.
A
That's
lot
what
of
really drove
yeah.
your channel?
Yeah.
Okay.
well, I also
Because there's a lot of sellers that don't even have
social media.
social media.
Totally.
Well, what's cool about that is we can show the whole process. So we go live on TikTok. They're going through it with us.
Right.
Then you can come right over to Whatnot. And we can sell it, and you don't have to. I don't think I could do. I don't know the whole live unboxing on
Yeah,
Whatnot.
she's not.
Oh God, we hate it.
That would take forever. And
Like I said,
It's just
great
stuff we
trash.
don't want to sell.
yeah.
Right.
Yeah, which is and it's even though we did it, we're like, nope, not selling that, not selling
Yeah,
that.
it's-
Box of glass ain't happening.
I feel like the audience.
You don't
is
want to tell them
getting-
no, but I'm sorry,
I feel like
no.
the audience is getting anxiety as you're going through pulling out stuff
They
that
love
is
it.
absolutely worthless.
Yes.
We've done polls in here before, and we said, do you like curated shows or unboxing? And it was like 76% unboxing.
I know.
These crazy.
I mean, it
people
makes
love
sense. We'll watch unboxing too.
Yeah,
but-
we
I
love to
know.
watch it.
It's the thrill of the hunt.
Yeah.
It's the
I
thrill of
can't.
the hunt.
I can't. I want to
People
watch. I
just
want to watch.
obsess
Stuff,
over
I
it.
want to watch stuff that I am interested in buying, and I don't want to spend the time looking at stuff that I have zero interest in. It can be exciting if
It
you're
depends on
pulling,
how much patience
if you're
you have.
pulling out crazy piece after crazy piece, but you know, dirty underwear, cool piece.
Right.
Doily.
Dirty socks,
A
cool
doily
piece.
around a teacup.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what time for. That's so true.
All right, guys. So again, thank you, ladies. Amazing that you take the time.
Thank you.
Thank y'all.
You guys rock.
Really appreciate
We
it.
are
It's
coming to
great.
see you.
Oh yeah, now listen. One thing you should know:
Offer is open.
you put the offer on the
Still
table.
awesome.
Yeah, 100%.
You put the offer on the table. It's we're coming. Like that's how it is.
Yep.
Guys, amazing. You guys do amazing work. Like,
is there any other questions
just
anyone wants to ask before we let you go?
It is mind blowing at
What time is it?
finding the kind of vintage, valuable stuff that you
No,
guys.
I bought these. I bought stuff from people. Do y'all do that? Do y'all want to do that?
Oh, you do?
Let's go. I
Yeah.
didn't know that.
I bought some
I
stuff.
didn't know that.
Time.
Yes.
Awesome. We didn't think you ever buy from stuff.
Yeah, we didn't realize
You
that.
buy from
I did.
people. So
I
we
got
did
it.
it on Oh my God, I'm so
Let's go.
excited.
Let's freaking
Let's
go.
do mail
I
time.
love you guys. So,
All right, mail time, y'all.
All right, guys. So for the benefit of the chat, if you don't know what our mail time is, basically what we do, and of course what LockerBlocker does, ladies, they're buying items from other sellers. They're going to open those items, not disclose who they're from. We're going to see who does the best job of getting their package from their house to the house or the location of the buyer. And then we're going to rate the best package and make them seller of the week and also shout them out in the chat. So
Mail time. There you go.
I thought we didn't want to do that. All right, holy shit.
Mail time, y'all. Mail
Hey,
time.
just so
All
you
right,
know,
here's the first one right here.
when we get to Texas, it's going to be wild. You guys better be ready. I'm just telling you.
All right.
It's going to be mail time all day, every day.
Oh hell. All right, here we go.
This one's pretty easy with the envelope, but
You're opening that very gingerly.
Oh.
Am I?
Oh, wow. That's nice.
What is it?
That's a Kennedy.
How cool is that?
Oh, let's go.
Kennedy.
So
That's
one
amazing.
thing I collect and hoard from our lockers is old political stuff. And I hadn't seen this one before. 21. That's kind of interesting and
History in the
That's cool.
making.
yeah.
That's
I
awesome.
mean, it's not breakable. So
I might have done a little bit of bubble wrap around that.
yeah,
we would.
we would have.
Or a
Yeah.
bubble mailer.
Because it could bend.
Right.
Or a bubble Oh, let's go.
All right.
Yeah. We got bigger.
That was number one, was the button.
Number
Uh-oh.
one's button.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Oh, Doll Shop says she was actually in that show when you bought it.
Oh, really?
Nice.
Let's go, Doll Shop. Nice.
You got
Whistling, why are you giving us problems about how we ship records, which is triple shipping, and you say no to a bubble mailer? All right, I see some extra packing material.
This is looking good.
That's looking good. Looking good.
Let's
I
go.
don't even know what this one is, actually.
I do.
You do?
No, I don't.
No.
I have no idea what this is.
Oh. All right. So paper on the top, nothing on the bottom.
Exactly. So
But it
not
is
wrapped or
old, but
anything.
it is an old album.
And there's no receipt. And so this is bad, really, because I marked out the name of the person.
Right.
And there's no
Now
receipt.
you know who it is.
So I really don't have a clue who this is.
Did you buy this?
I mean, I guess I did. Maybe I did.
You guys sound like us.
I got little swiping fingers. All right.
I mean, it made it, though.
I'm a sucker for this type of stuff, so. Yeah,
I
it made
love
it.
ephemera. I love getting old letters in these units and reading love letters and stuff.
Oh,
I'll
she'll
sit
read
down and read
emotional.
them for hours.
Next.
So the importance of receipts in your box are exactly for that reason and only.
Yes.
They have no idea, guys, who that came
No idea where
from.
it came from.
Yeah.
So we didn't get one in that one either?
No.
So no receipt in two of them.
And what about the froms? Sometimes a lot of people haven't changed their
business name
from
on
their
the
business
label.
name on their from label, and that makes it hard. You don't
They
know
don't,
what
yeah,
it
they
is.
don't have their business name.
No. Okay. This is better. In
That
a
is
giant
All right.
flat rate, in a bubble mailer. Is this hers? H's?
Uh-huh.
We bought this for our daughter.
Oh, okay.
If I can't see it.
Maybe.
But it's who is it?
Robert
Downey Jr. and she's obsessed with the
Oh, wow.
Marvel movies.
Oh, nice.
So, yeah. Oh, sorry.
Oh,
You
I
can't
thought.
see 'em.
I'm sorry, ladies. I thought you were going to say we had a locker that was from Robert Downey Jr.
Those are cool. Those will be fun.
Yeah,
That is cool.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh, look at that.
Oh, look how young he is.
That is cool. That is awesome.
And that's it, guys.
You got those 3? Okay, let's do a poll. We'll do a poll.
But again, no receipt. I don't think.
Right.
Okay,
So we got number 1 is the Kennedy button. We got number 2 is the photo album. And then number 3 are the slides, the Marvel slides. Which one do you think is best?
And as we progress down the whatnot path, as buyers, we started about 6 or 7 months ago printing receipts with every package.
Yeah.
It takes up a shit ton of label, but I'm telling you, the buyer greatly appreciated it. They disappeared.
Definitely.
Big time.
Oh, there they go. I'm looking at the bottom.
I was like, what are you looking at?
No, it all looks
Oh,
blended
like our
together.
table?
Yeah, so because that way, if you buy a bunch of stuff, you know what you're getting, and those receipts double as an accounting piece, so that you can know how much money you spent in addition to checking credit cards.
Yeah.
So
all right, so
clear winner.
We see a clear winner here. It's the slides.
Slides, yeah, I completely agree.
And you know, the thing about the slides is we only paid $3 for the slides.
$3,
Wow.
yeah.
And he only charged under a pound shipping. So this seller sent us this large flat rate box that he had to pay an overage on.
Wow. So he lost money.
So he lost money.
We should definitely shout this guy out if y'all do that.
Oh,
Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah,
absolutely.
we always set out the winner.
Is that who it is?
I think so.
So the problem is it's his real name.
Oh.
We think it's
Storage Monster.
Storage Monster. Guys, what's
All right.
Storage Monster's real name? Do y'all know? Anyone know?
Let's
I don't know.
if we could pin Storage Monster in the chat.
What if it's not him? Then I feel bad.
Spotlight seller.
We are so excited you guys had mail time for us. We figured you didn't do a bunch of buying on the
I
app.
didn't think you guys bought on the app, and we weren't expecting it.
Because you're too busy buying Kanye West locker.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, ladies? You know what I mean?
That's like another.
We thought you were too cool for us.
You ain't got no time to buy locally.
You guys might not see us, but we're in a lot of y'all's rooms watching. So.
Oh, okay. That's
Yeah.
awesome to know.
Well, I know. And listen, I already know what you look for. Political
True.
stuff.
Yeah, political
We'll be
stuff.
tagging you now. We'll be tagging
And
you.
didn't I buy it from him?
Oh
Yeah, I bought it from you.
What?
was it? The presidential thing.
A signed
signed presidential document.
Oh, you did. That's right.
Yeah.
You got one of our documents.
Oh,
Yeah.
hey, listen, real quick. Which one did you get, guys?
Which one did you get? Do you remember?
I can't remember.
Hamilton?
So
It's another room.
We
We
just
got our
got
certified.
we just got the James Monroe back.
Nice.
JSA certified.
Nice.
$1,800. We were selling those for like $1.20, $1.50.
Yeah. Yeah.
So if you get it
Well-
certified, it'll be worth about
Well,
$2,000.
It went to a good home. I'm not selling it, so.
Oh no, listen.
Going
We're
in
not selling our
collection.
beer.
Once it
The
goes,
last one.
once it leaves the door, if somebody gets a great deal, we've done our job. We made our money, and
Yeah.
good for them. So.
Yeah.
But I'm glad you got one because that was one of those. You know, we got lucky on that, and we got a bunch of cool stuff, and we kept one for ourselves. But a lot of people
those
got
are
cool
really
documents. I mean,
But you
early
can get certified.
1800s. Early 1800s.
It's the real deal. It checked out. We got our
Yeah,
certified.
we appreciate you guys. Thank you.
Yeah.
All right, so did we?
I
We
think
did.
we got them all.
So Storage Monster. So if he doesn't pop in, because a lot of times they don't, we will shout them out again next week when we start the
Yeah.
show.
Hopefully it's him.
Yeah. Well, if not, if not, he'll have a little stolen valor.
If not good for
Yeah.
him.
It'll be stolen valor. So. But ladies, again, so thankful for you guys.
I love you
You're
guys.
amazing.
You're so awesome. We
Thank
appreciate
you.
you taking the time.
And, again,
Yeah, this was
we're
fun.
coming to Texas. We're coming.
Let's
to,
go.
I'm a. Probably shouldn't say this, right?
I know it hurts to say it now, but we
Yeah,
are.
I'm
We're
a
Cowboys
lifetime
fans.
Cowboy fan, so you
We
know.
sure are.
All right.
It's
That
okay
goes either way
these
here.
days.
Yeah.
Been a Cowboy fan since '74, so you know.
Since God was a little boy.
Yeah,
See,
since
ain't
God-
even a real tea.
Oh, Kato.
You know, listen. A strong argument can be made, Cotto, that you are correct. We need to get rid of Jerry Jones. Separate conversation. We need to get rid of Jerry Jones.
You can ban me now. We won't ban you. Dude.
All right, ladies, we love you.
That's right,
Thank
Teddy.
you so
That's
much.
right.
Hopefully, we have the honor and the benefit of being in another raid training with you guys again in the future.
For sure.
And hopefully, if in said raid training we all participate, that you guys get normal stuff.
That is our normal stuff.
Oh, that's right.
That's
These
the
are normal
problem.
stuff. All right, so
We love you.
But
You're
seriously.
legends.
yeah, you guys are
Thank
amazing.
you guys
Thank
so much. You guys are amazing. We
Thank
really
you.
appreciate it.
Appreciate you so much.
Guys, LockerBlocker, the queens.
We're outta
of
here, maybe.
Blockers. They're amazing.
They're
guys,
running tonight, guys. Make
Yeah.
sure you give them a follow and
Yes.
get into their
Yeah,
show tonight.
please.
We'll be out in an hour. Thank y'all
And
so
check
much.
out their TikTok if you want to see the craziest stuff.
Yeah. Follow
you
them on
haven't seen their
TikTok,
TikTok
and
videos,
Instagram.
And even the old YouTube videos. If you haven't seen it, you're missing out. So,
Yeah.
guys, we love you. Thank you so much.
All right, guys. Well, thank you. We hope you enjoyed it as much as we did.
Yeah, guys.
Let's find somebody that we can raid.
Yeah. So appreciate you guys. Don't forget, we have a Pokemon show tonight in about an hour.
Yeah, if anyone's into Pokemon, we'll be running
In the
tonight.
next couple days, we got some cool shows coming up, guys. We appreciate you. We love you. See you
Thank
next
you
Thursday.
so much, everyone.
Loot next Thursday. Corey Manx Thursday after that.
Oh, let's go see Philly.
Tucker's Treasure after that, guy.
We're going to see Philly. Put some bumblebees in his chat.
Yeah, appreciate you guys.
Put some bumblebees.